Pokemon Unite is a 5 vs 5 MOBA announced for iOS, Android, and Nintendo Switch on June 24th during the Pokemon Presents broadcast. In this game, you play as one of the many Pokemon that start on level 1 in its lowest evolutionary stage. You then battle it out against enemy Pokemons on a 2-laned map. While traditional MOBAs such as Dota 2 or League of Legends require you to take down enemy buildings, in Pokemon Unite, the goal is to score more points than the opposition by defeating, collecting, and storing wild Pokemons from one of the 5 scoring areas. These areas are located on the opponent's side of the map. As the game progresses, your Pokemon's level increase based on how many wild Pokemon you beat. You also begin acquiring unique traits and abilities with an exclusive pool of different attack moves. But you must stay alert. The enemy team can choose to pick a fight with you right when you're capturing a wild Pokemon. They can also guard the scoring zones and engage with you in battles, taking away time from catching them all. Here, your skill and strategy rules. Picking the right type of attacks becomes important. You can pick a combination of short and long range attacks, or just choose to unleash your signature Unite move, which many MOBA players will be familiar with as an ultimate. As the game enters its last 2 minutes, the points scored are doubled, thus increasing the chances of a comeback or just, well, an utter stomp. Let's talk about the map. A top and bottom lane connect the 2 enemy bases. These 2 lanes are connected with 3 vertical lanes. You've then got the 5 scoring zones, with 2 on the top lane, 2 on the bottom lane, and 1 where the lanes meet at the spawn location. Scoring zones inside your territory also activates healing areas that regenerate some of your health. Scoring enough points in the zones will destroy it. However, now you'll have to travel deeper into enemy territory to score more points. But your enemies need to walk further back to heal too. During the gameplay reveal, 10 playable Pokemon were seen in action, with many others in the role of wild Pokemon. The playable characters will be familiar to older Pokemon fans. The Pokemon seen so far are Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Pikachu, Snorlax, Lucario, Clefable, Machamp, Gengar, and Talonflame. The wild Pokemon spotted so far are Aipom, Rotom, Stuffle, Bewear, Joltik, Galvantula, Altaria, and Toxicroak. The game is developed by TiMi Studios, a subsidiary of Tencent Games, while Tencent is publishing it in partnership with the Pokemon Company. Tencent Games is the mind behind quite a few popular mobile games today and already has its sights on many future ones. Other than the wildly successful PUBG Mobile, they are behind the Arena of Valor, which is also developed by TiMi Studios, and League of Legends Wild Rift. Both TiMi and Tencent bring in vast knowledge in the mobile MOBA space to the table that will help the Pokemon Company's entry into the scene. While the game has been generally accepted by the casual audience, the hardcore audience is very divided. For example, the game is free to start, which isn't the same as free to play. This means that the game allows anyone to start free of cost, but progression through the game will cost some money. Another reason why the fans were upset, because this was hyped as the big project in works, but Pokemon fans kind of expected more. Exactly how Pokemon changes these factors remains to be seen. However, regardless of the direction this takes, Indian fans of Pokemon Unite might still face issue because of a Chinese company backing the game. While we've already seen PUBG Mobile banned in India due to Tencent's involvement, whether Pokemon Unite stands a chance remains to be seen. Esports potential. The first thing that needs to be addressed for this game to become an esport is the free-to-start model. The beauty of almost every esport in the world is how the core game remains fair and equal to all participants, with skill being the only factor that makes a difference. This might just not be the case with Pokemon Unite. Pokemon has quite a bit of a scene that is directly looked after by the main company. They've organized numerous leagues and qualifiers around the globe, and they've successfully held world championships for their games. Tournaments such as Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, and Pokemon Players Cup are events that show how much the Pokemon fandom absolutely loves their games. Which brings us to Pokemon Unite. If the first barrier of the free-to-start part is crossed, and if the Pokemon Company, along with Tencent's help, chooses to invest in a proper esports scene around this game, this could just become the next big MOBA on mobile. However, Riot's Wild Rift will make esports an important part of their entire game, while Pokemon Unite's esports scene might just not be its main attraction. In what direction the Pokemon Company and Tencent chooses to take this game remains to be seen. That's it from our side about Pokemon Unite. While this game shows a lot of promise, some problems certainly need to be answered before the game goes live. Do you think Tencent has it in them to make another blockbuster game? Let us know in the comments below. For now, we're gonna go AFK, and we'll see you in the next video.